It's your girl, Miss Coco, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I have some exciting news for you guys. I have been accepted into my #1 dream school for graduate school to get my master's in architecture, and I'm here to let you guys know what school that is, and I'm going to tell you guys my process on applying to graduate school and just my experiences. So I will do a separate video on more detail about applying to graduate school, but for now this is about me. So we're going to talk about my experiences on applying to graduate school and which school I'm going to in fall 2017. So stay tuned. I applied to Florida A&M University, the New School of Architecture in San Diego, and University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Instantly I was like, dang man, I'm gonna have to either go to this school all the way out in California, even though I don't really like it because I only liked it because of that program they had, or I'm gonna have to go to FAMU, which I'm not too bummed about because it's HBCU. I love HBCU culture, HBCU life, because I graduated from an HBCU, but they program wasn't that good, so I'm just like, because in my head I'm thinking I'm not gonna get accepted to University of Illinois because University of Illinois, their architecture program was ranked number 11 in the country and ranked number 33 in the world. So I was like, man, I'm not about to get accepted into the school, because then when I did the portfolio, I mean, it was good, but my way of drawing is just so animated. I was like, it just doesn't compare to these other architectural kind of drawers. So I'm like, dang man, I'm not about to get accepted to this. And then I'm starting to get my admissions letter from FAMU, a new school. And I'm like, dang, where's my, my Illinois acceptance or denial letter? So I waited and I waited and I waited and I emailed her like, when am I gonna get that letter? Like, I need to know, girl, you play on my emotions right now. So I emailed her and she was like, all right, you're gonna have it in about a week. So I waited that week, and y'all, when I got that email, I collapsed to the floor in tears because I got accepted into my #1 dream school for graduate school. Ranked number 11 in the country and ranked number 33 in the country, which was University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And everybody's asking me like, oh my god, did you accept your admissions decision? Did you accept it? Hell yeah, I accepted it. As soon as I got that letter, I accepted that offer. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was like, what? Illinois want me? You mean they love my portfolio? I mean, why wouldn't they? Because I'm just awesome. Come on. Like, I started boosting myself up and everything, but before I was like, there's no way I'll get accepted into here. I'm just some ordinary black girl who just all of a sudden wants to be an architect. There's no way they're gonna accept me. And then that's the super funny part. My undergraduate degree was nowhere near architecture. I got my degree in fashion merchandising. So I didn't know not a clue about architecture. I just stumbled upon architecture because I had to take one architecture class for a requirement for my fashion merchandising degree. So when I took that class, I was like, I told this to my teacher, there's no way in hell you think I'm about to be an architect. I didn't like the work. I didn't know what I was doing. It was way too hard. So I thought, I was just like, this ain't for me, player. This ain't for me. And my teacher told me that. She was like,
just give us some time, Jasmine. That's my real name, but don't call me that. Just give us some time, you'll learn to love it. I'm pretty sure you're gonna want to major in this in grad school.
And I was just looking at her like, girl, if you don't get them out of here. But she was definitely right, because look at me now, majoring in architecture at the number 11 architecture school in the country. So the exciting news I had to tell you guys, I'm going to University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign to get my master's of architecture fall 2017. So this wall spawn, get the hell away from me. Alright, after I figured out what schools that I wanted to apply to and figured out what major I was going to be majoring in or studying, I don't think they use that terminology in grad school, but whatever. I then had to start the application process. The application process for graduate school is not like undergrad. It's way more stressful. Not stressful, stressful. Let me say it again. It is stressful. I almost put out my hair dealing with this. But the first thing you're gonna have to do is a paper application. And when I say paper application, it's not literal because most of the stuff is done online. But you're gonna have to fill out a form that says your name, your permanent address, your current address, male or female, you know, that basic nonsense that everybody just has to know. So you're gonna have to do that. You're also gonna have to write a personal statement. And for my personal statement, I was nothing but trill in this. I was 100% real. I didn't try to be somebody I was not. I didn't lie. I didn't say,
since forever I can remember, I just wanted to be an architect.
I didn't do none of that. I was nothing but real in my personal statement. I think they appreciated it. So, in the first paragraph of my personal statement, I was talking about like my undergraduate degree, and I gave a brief introduction of my graduate degree and what I wanted to study, which was architecture. That was the only thing I put in the intro, which was about three and a half sentences. The next part of that personal statement was how I settled on becoming an architect, because I mean, it just didn't come out of nowhere. I was saying like, oh, I took an architecture class, I didn't like it. I told my teacher there was no way in hell I was about to be an architect. But she told me, you know, this is something for you, trust and believe. I didn't believe her. I told her I didn't want to be this. I just was giving them the real deal on how I settled on architecture. That was the whole second paragraph. Then, the third paragraph, I talked about why I wanted to continue my education in architecture, which was easy for me because I don't have a degree in architecture. I only took one class in architecture, so I needed the extra education because I don't know what I'm doing. I need help. I need the personal experiences, the educational experiences, the professional experiences. I need all of that. I need help. I don't know nothing. So that's what I talked about in the third paragraph. And then the fourth paragraph, I talked about how I thought going to University of Illinois was going to benefit me and my career goals in architecture. So I was just, you know, highlighting what that program, what that university had to offer, like their study abroad programs, their professors and what their professors do research in, their diversity. I just, you know, was researching their university. I think universities appreciate that because it lets them know like, okay, you know, she's taking time to figure us out while we figure her out. The last part of that paragraph, I basically summed everything up. Like, okay, this is what, you know, I talked about. This is how I'm gonna pull it together. And I think I did mention the teacher that inspired me to do architecture, which is the lady that I told I didn't want to be an architect. She inspired me to be an architect. And I did mention me being a double minority, which I am. I am a black woman. That makes me a double minority in this field because there's not too many women architects, there's not too many black architects, and there's damn sure not too many black women architects. So I definitely pulled that in, and how I think that I'm gonna have to work triple the amount as somebody else, which I am, let's be real, but that's a different story for a different day. So all in all, I think they really appreciate my realness, no filter, no filter zone, that's how I roll. So I think they appreciated that. After the personal statement, I had to get recommendation letters, and oh my God, doing recommendation letters when you're not actually attending the school that you're getting the recommendations from is the most hard thing ever, especially when you're doing it during the fall semester because they're all busy. And I went to an HBCU, and them folks over there, they lazy, so I had to really be on them so I can get my recommendation letter. So the first person I got my recommendation letter from was my professor that I did my research assistantship with. Then I got one from the teacher who inspired me to become an architect, and then I got one from the dean of my, well, not the dean, the head of my department, which was family and consumer science. That's what fashion was under. Now, I picked those three people specifically because they knew me the most academically. They've known me basically my entire undergraduate career, so that's who I got my recommendations letter from. I have no idea what they said. When I submitted the recommendation letter link to them, they didn't write or type it out or anything. They got sent a link from University of Illinois, and I had to do it that way. I have no idea what they said, but they gave me the chance to say like, oh, you know, you can view this after they submit it. I didn't get a chance to view that. I have no idea what any of that was telling me. I guess it's a law for them to say that or ask me that, but I don't know what they said, but I guess it was good. So then after the recommendation letters, I had to submit my transcripts. Bro, submitting my transcripts, that's just too much. Like, university need to figure out a better way to get these transcripts from these different universities. So actually, when I sent it to University of Illinois, I did an unofficial one, which was off of my university email website thing. University of Illinois didn't give me no problems because I sent in my unofficial transcripts, and I got that from my TSU account, which was my my school's website to get, you know, school information from, like your email, your classes, ad drop, and all that other stuff. I got it from on there, and I submitted it and attached it to my application when I did it online, and I got it that way, and I still got a minute off of those unofficial transcripts, and they were like, well, whenever you move in, then just bring in your final transcripts, which is okay with me. Now, when I did this for FAMU, there was all kinds of problems, and I partly blame this on the fact that they're an HBCU, and HBCUs, when you're handling paperwork and stuff like that, you gotta keep a record of everything. That's what I did. They tried to sit up here and say that I ain't sent them, and I sent them 3 times, and I got confirmation from UPS that I sent it, and I had UPS have them sign for it, and I sent the lady who said that she didn't get it the first 2 times an email whenever UPS delivered it. So I know for a fact that she got all that stuff, but she kept saying that she didn't get it, and I was just like, well, screw this, because I had already got accepted to University of Illinois after that. So I was just like, I'm not going there anyway. And she was, a few days ago, she was like, oh, you know, you got accepted, congratulations. And I'm just like, girl, I'm not going. Yeah, too late, too little, too late, you feel me? So what I did when I sent my transcripts in, I had been requested my final transcripts from my university, because I already know they was gonna give me a whole bunch of, oh, we can't do it, oh, it's taking this much time, all of this stuff. I wasn't trying to hear that, so I set it up months in advance, and I just had extra copies, so I just sent it in with the with my application. Now now that I think about it, I'm gonna have to request those transcripts again, so because I don't want to have to wait until I'm about to move in to turn in my final transcripts to University of Illinois. I'm gonna just go ahead, request it now, have them send it to my location here in Florida, and then I'll just take it to them whenever I move in. I guess that's how I'm gonna have to do it. And then the final part of this application process, I had to do a portfolio. Now, most people, when they do a portfolio for an employer or for an undergraduate program or graduate program, they start 3, 6 months, a year in advance. And my dumb ass, I waited until 3 months before the application was due. Now, don't do what I did. I personally work good under pressure, and I procrastinate a lot. I'm trying to get over it, but baby steps, you feel me? So that was the most stressful thing. I had no idea what I was gonna draw. Then I started second guessing myself, because my drawing is very animated. It's not too analytic, I guess you could say, like some of the other drawers. And I started comparing myself, and I just started getting really, really stressed out. And I had to have like 8 to 10 pictures, and I'm just like, oh, how am I ever gonna be able to do this? So in the end, I figured it all out. If you guys want me to leave like a post or a video showing you my portfolio, go ahead and like this video, and I'll be sure to do that. I'll probably do it anyway, but go ahead and like the video. So I did my portfolio, and it was all very, very animated, and there was no really cohesiveness to it, to be honest. It was just really kind of like out of the box. I did a lot of different like fashion things, and I added some stuff that I did in that class that I took for a requirement in undergrad, and the rest of it was really like cartoon kind of, but it all came together in some aspect of architecture. So I think They appreciated my creativeness, my innovativeness, and just my slayage, basically. Let's be real. So after I did all that application stuff, and you know, I was waiting, and then I finally got accepted. This is the tricky part. I got accepted, now what? Now that I got accepted, I was like, I got accepted, I'm balling, I'm chilling, and then something dinged in my head, and I'm just like, how the hell am I about to pay for school? And then I was like, where the hell am I gonna live? Because I surely am not about to live on campus, because them graduate campus apartments, horrible. Like, it's worse than TSU campus. And TSU dorms, they ain't bad, but they ain't good. So I was like, I ain't staying on campus. So I had to find me an apartment. That's what I was doing in the past weeks. I was finding an apartment. I finally found one, which is really good. My rent's only $440 a month, which is basically what I pay right now. And I got my own room, I got my own bathroom, and I got 3 other roommates. We got a living room, kitchen, patio, all that stuff. I will be doing a separate video about finding an apartment and stuff like that when you're in college. So stay tuned for that. But I had to find housing, then I had to do financial aid. And once I got accepted, they did send me an application to do graduate assistantships or fellowships, which is how graduate students pay for school. They really don't get too many other scholarships like you do in undergrad. I don't know why, that's just the way it is. So I did my FAFSA, but way before I sent in the, there's a freaking wasp by my door. But I did the FAFSA way before I even submitted my application for University of Illinois. Then I also submitted the graduate assistantship work when she sent me that email of my acceptance. So that application was for either a research or a teaching assistantship, which teaching is basically you assist the teacher that you're working for in the academic area, and they pay you for it, or they give you like a tuition waiver, basically. And then research is you do research with a certain professor academically, and they pay you for it, basically. So a fellowship's totally different. They give you a tuition waiver, they give you all these different benefits that is just clutch mode in college, especially when you are suffering from broke assness. So assistantships, you're working, you're getting paid for it. Fellowship, you just do what you gotta do and you ain't gotta worry about working for nobody. So I applied for all of it. All of it. Even if I wasn't qualified, I applied for it. And the funny part about this is I found a fellowship that would just be perfect for me because it would allow me to learn, allow me to go study abroad, and would allow me to study a language of my choice, which I could have chose Spanish or Swahili or Portuguese, whatever I wanted. But the deadline had already passed. It was in February and you had to be accepted already. And I think that's BS because I didn't get accepted until March. So I'm just like, are you kidding me? So I think I'm going to email them anyway. Like, I mean, I know the deadline passed. I know y'all probably already handing out the awards, but I mean, does your budget allow me to sneak in there? You feel me? And if not, then I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do, loans or whatever, for this first year, and then next year I know I can get that fellowship. All I gotta worry about is like registering for my class and stuff, but I probably won't know that until orientation, and orientation isn't until like the day after I move in up in Illinois. So we're just gonna get it popping. I'm just so excited. Yeah, that way. But anyways, that's it for this video, you guys. I just wanted to come here and tell you guys what's been going on with me, my exciting news. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel once again. Subscribe to all my social media accounts at Coco Unbothered, and I'll be sure to see you in my next video. Yeah. Ooh, ooh.